Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Happy Country Sunday. Today, na Monday, number 13 day for this month of March 2023. My name na Capo Daniel, Mr. No Connie, una own countryman. Ambazonian FBI, una welcome to our daily podcast. A program where they bring una the truth. Where they bring una meaningful information, fact-based analysis for help we as we work for this journey to our freedom, to the independence of Ambazonia. Good people of Ambazonia, from the Atlantic state to the Savannah state, I bring una revolutionary greetings. Finally, the La République du Cameroon senatorial elections where the Pobia, the chief terrorist and occupier, the butcher of our people, it be announced it then finally come to pass. The elections are banned, are forbidden, and are act of state aggression against the state of Ambazonia. The Cameroon have no legitimacy to be in Ambazonia. Occupation and recolonization is an act and a crime against humanity by all international standards, and these elections are banned, and those who participated in this election have committed a crime and they must face the consequences of their actions. We want to congratulate the Ambazonian fighters. We have active operations across our national territory to fight and defend our territorial integrity to stop these elections. Our operations took place in Tadu, in the great state of Bui, where 2 La République du Cameroon military men fell in gun battle. There were also operations with 3 explosives in the capital of our resistance, Bamenda, that wounded 4 Cameroon occupation military. In Dob, Ambazonian forces were also in action in Wum, in Jakiri, and in Oku, even in Bambili and in Sabga. In the Atlantic states, in Manfe, there was a huge attack against the Cameroon military post there, and in Menji and in Tico also experienced huge Ambazonia offensive, targeting these senatorial elections that are banned in Ambazonia. Despite the killing of over 30,000 of our innocent civilians and the continual using of terror tactics, kale with our children who were recently picked up in Mauto, the number have risen up to 100 of them are unaccounted for. Our bike men, 40 of them who were picked up in Oku, coming from Bamenda to bury their colleagues, they are all unaccounted for, with the thousands of our civilians being held in Cameroon concentration camp for charges of terrorism for simply being an Ambazonian. Any Ambazonian that have participated in this election is a traitor and should face what will happen to traitor. I call on all Ambazonian fighters to understand that if we do not eliminate this threat of enablers, there is no way we can have our independence. All those who participated in this election, CPDM, SDF, whatsoever political party, these are all councillors that are living amongst us. For the past years, since 2020, they have been living with us, and we have given a blind eye towards their presence because our people have made the case that they are only low-level councillors. Their massive participation in this election is a call for action against those we have given a blind eye to. Ambazonians must, as a matter of urgency, take action to eliminate the presence of those who have enabled this act of a war or crime against humanity by enabling Cameroon colonization or giving it a legitimacy in Ambazonia. This is a must, this is an obligation, and this is a challenge we must live up to. This has also proven and shown the fact that money can indeed change stone into water. Money can buy the conscience of people and bury forever the injustice that was done to Mamia Pie and the thousands of Ambazonians. We must not allow this injustice to prevail or to become the new status quo in Ambazonia. Actions must be taken to reverse these enablers who have engaged in these treasonous activities. As we have seen over the past years, the Cameroon success in Ambazonia have been largely due to Ambazonians easily falling to the trap of infighting, fighting against each other, while allowing the foreigner to take away their inheritance. During these elections, while the Ambazonian Defense Forces had blocked the roads to Bangui in an operation that was targeting the Cameroon military post that was newly set up in Alabukam have been twisted by Cameroon enabler and Ambazonian nationalist hater Mimi Mefo, a lady who is married to Ambazonian. Mimi Mefo carried a propaganda to instigate Ambazonian infighting and divert attention towards those who have carried out these elections. Mimi Mefo and John Frundi claim that because ADF has blocked the road to Mbengui, somehow they have favored the CPDM to participate in the elections in Bangui Center. We all know that the mayor and the senator councillors of Bangui, who are unelected officials, were ferried in by a helicopter into Bangui, and the road blockage had nothing to do with the elections directly, as that roadblock was targeted against the Cameroon military posts that were put recently in Alabukam. Our announcement have been made, and our military operation on the ground can reflect the objective of that roadblock. The attempt by Meme Mefo and John Frundi to blame the ADF for participation of the CPDM in elections in Bangui shows that they think that Ambazonians are fooled. The elections of La République du Cameroun did not only happen in Bangui, it happens all over Ambazonia, because the Cameroon military imposes its elections upon our people, and the electors, the councillors, I bet a few people in Ambazonia with no legitimacy. Why will Meme Mefo, John Frundi, and Kunyam Titus and all the Cameroon enablers and propagandists think that they can get away with such distraction? It is because we, Ambazonians, have shown to be our own worst enemy. The Cameroon government is very sure that once they put anything to blame one faction against another, Ambazonians will stupidly carry it on their head. Ambazonians are the highest people who are sharing the material that are being generated by Kunyam Titus. It must stop. We must stop fighting ourselves on the basis of Cameroon propaganda. We must see the tactics being used against us by instigating blame against each other that are not founded on real criticism. We must criticize each other for sure, because that is how we get better, and that is how we safeguard the integrity of our liberation struggle. But we must do so in patriotism and in facts. Recently, fellow Ambazonians, the Cameroon government have always sought to clone the legitimate Ambazonians and credible Ambazonian officials to use their images, their write-ups, and edit their clips to deceive our people about these personalities. And it has always worked, because Ambazonians are always so easy to be deceived, because most of our minds are partisans. We must abandon partisanship and stick to our nationalism. Our nationalism should be the motto of our partisanship. Of course, we must belong to organizations, but our participation in those organizations should never trump our national aspiration as a people. We must always put Ambazonia first. For those who shared opposition material from the enemy, they should know that they are equally helping the enemy to fight against Ambazonia. They have become a tool for La République du Cameroun against Ambazonia. We call on our people to identify the fake Facebook pages that are being used by La République du Cameroun to impersonate credible Ambazonian activists and officials, to alarm our people and help us to report these pages so that they can be closed. We have done everything humanly possible to shut down these pages, but we know that Facebook had earlier received money to help the Cameroon government fight against Ambazonia. All legitimate and nationalist Ambazonian activists are being barred, are being subdued by Facebook on Facebook, and our people should know that. We have focused our media content on YouTube and still on Facebook and Twitter as much as we can. But communication is a very important tool for our liberation, and we must continue to safeguard the integrity of our communication channel and protect them from being cloned and used to instigate infighting by the enemy. Ambazonians also have the obligation to verify material from the media before they share. You know our footprints, you know our official channel. Do not share anything that is claiming to have been coming from Capo Daniel or Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba or other official Ambazonian officials without verifying if those material are indeed coming from them, unless you want to help La République du Cameroon to fight against Ambazonia by using infighting. Fellow Ambazonian, at this last hour, when Cameroon have demonstrated its ability to create the illusion of legitimate senators and lawmakers, Ambazonian must consolidate the parts of our territory where we control. Over 80% of Ambazonia have been liberated from Cameroon administrators. They no longer have Cameroon active administrator. The Cameroon government have failed repeatedly to install its colonial SDOs and DOs across our territory, and they are now consolidating their presence in areas where they have used the virus of corruption to pollute the soul of our people. The people of Nkambe Center are the focus of La République du Cameroon propaganda. To some extent, they have lost the handle they had in Manfe and in Buea. We must intensify the chokehold of these areas of Cameroon's stronghold of corruption. We must intensify the control of movement in and out of this territory and make sure that those who come from outside into this territory to pollute our people and misguide them to remain as slaves and to be used to enslave the rest of Ambazonians should not do so with impunity. We must strengthen the 4 pillars of our liberation: the ban of Cameroon government school, the observation of the Monday ghost town, the economic sanction against La République du Cameroon with the banning of brasseries, drinks, and the banning of all cash crop export through La République du Cameroon. The cornerstone and the strong pillar of our liberation continue to remain the denial of political participation, which is critical in the light of this so-called colonial senatorial election that have taken place. For this pillar to stand and for this pillar to hold is very critical. All those who have participated without stress in this election should leave Ambazonia now or face the music as the day goes by. We call on all Ambazonians to mobilize resources more than ever before at this darkest hour as we prepare for the end of the regime of Mr. Paul Biya and the liberation and the international recognition of Ambazonia. God bless you all. Capo Daniel, looking out for you, signing off.